No moi kaikki, mitäs kuuluu? It's Mikko again, your favorite host on this channel since all my coworkers are busy. In this video we are going to tackle one of everyone's least favorite topics in our curriculum, that being the demonstrative pronouns. These suckers show up in units 11 and 13, and this video will cover unit 11, and then there will be another video about unit 13 where these pronouns indicate locations. I have this old slideshow about these with a lot of examples, and hopefully that will shed more light on the topic. But I'm assuming that you've read Unit 11 already in the textbook before watching and at least have the basics down. But anyway, here is a quick recap. So tää is anything that is associated with the speaker. Toi is anything that is not associated with the speaker, but is also something that the speaker thinks is not well known enough to be used in the conversation. And then se refers to something that is not associated with the speaker, but is something the speaker deems to be familiar or relevant or well established enough to be used in the conversation. And in real life these overlap, and the speakers use these interchangeably. So what we present in the textbook is just a simplification for the sake of clarity. But let's look at the examples. So here are stock photos that we totally paid for, along with speech bubbles, and I'm gonna read them out loud, then I'll give you a few seconds to guess which alternative is the best. I'll translate these on the fly as well, just because you don't have the added benefit of having translations for these anywhere available. Anyway, so here's a nurse and a resident. Nurse is saying, haluut sä tän? Haluut sä ton? And the resident is replying, joo, anna mulle tää. Anna mulle toi. Anna mulle se. Okay, which one is the correct one? Okay, so the correct ones are haluut sä tän? So A. And in the gray bubble, joo, anna mulle se. And why is that? In A, the nurse is holding the piece of the puzzle, so it makes sense for her to use tän rather than ton, which would be something that is not associated with her. And for the resident, C would make the most sense since it's not associated with her at the moment, she doesn't have it. But it's also something that's like clear in the conversation, it's something that's been established and brought up already. So, joo, anna mulle toi. Here's the next one. So a client handing out something to a clerk or a nurse, saying anna tää Matille, or anna toi Matille. Mikä? Oh sorry, mikä tää on, mikä toi on, mikä se on? Tää on omaisen numero, toi on omaisen numero, se on omaisen numero. Give this or that to Matti, what is this or that? It is the relative's number. Okay. So what are the correct answers here? I would say anna tää Matille, since at the moment they are handing it out, it's associated with them, they have it. And then, like, if we assume that the situation goes on, the nurse could either say mikä tää on if they grab it, or mikä toi on, mikä se on, if the client is still holding it. And then the last bubble also kind of depends on how you interpret the situation. So if they have passed the item on already, then maybe se on omaisen numero would make the most sense, but tää on omaisen numero is also fine if they are still holding it. Next up, a doctor talking to a patient. Eli sun pitää ottaa näitä 2 kertaa päivässä. or sun pitää ottaa noita 2 kertaa päivässä. And the patient is asking, mitä nää on, mitä noi on, mitä ne on? Antibiootteja. Ei, kun mä en usko lääkkeisiin. Jaha. So you gotta take da 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 twice a day. What da 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 are? Antibiotics? No, 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 I don't believe in medicine. I see. So what are the correct answers? I would say A and C. These are plural forms, that's why the N forms. Eli sun pitää ottaa näitä 2 kertaa päivässä. The doctor is holding the bottle, so it's associated with them, so it would make sense for them to say näitä. And since the patient doesn't have them, but they've been brought up in the conversation and they are somewhat familiar to both speakers, it's fine if she says mitä ne on. What are they? Antibiotics. Next up. Doctor or somebody's looking at an X-ray pictures. Joo, tää sun selkä pitää leikata. Joo, toi sun selkä pitää leikata. Joo, se sun selkä pitää leikata. And the person at the other end says, aha. And the doctor replies, joo. So yeah, da da da, back of yours has to be operated. I see, yeah. So what is the correct answer here? I would say se or possibly tää. Tää if they are like, since the doctor is kind of associated with the topic, they have the x-rays right there. If it's somehow been brought up, then joo, tää sun selkä pitää leikata. I'm looking at this picture right here. Or the se would also make sense since the topic of the conversation is probably obvious for both speakers. They both know that they are discussing the patient's back here. So, joo, tää sun selkä pitää leikata, or joo, se sun selkä pitää leikata. Patient and a doctor or a nurse. Onks tää polvi vielä kipeä? Tai onks toi polvi vielä kipeä? No joo, on tää. No joo, on toi. No joo, on se. What are the right answers? I would say A and C, but that's debatable, of course. So I would say, onks tää polvi vielä kipeä? Since the nurse is the one handling, or the doctor or the nurse is the one handling it, although it's not like physically their knee, it makes sense for them to refer to it with tää, since that's clearly what they're dealing with here. Now, since the speaker, or the nurse or the doctor has claimed the topic already, maybe it's possible to say, no joo, on se, referring to the topic that the other person is dealing with. Toi would not really work since it's clear from the conversation as to what they are talking about. Hymyilit sä tälle naiselle? Hymyilit sä tolle naiselle? Hymyilit sä sille naiselle? No en. Mä näin, sä hymyilit tälle. Mä näin, sä hymyilit tolle. Mä näin, sä hymyilit sille. So people are waiting somewhere and the lady in orange is asking, did you smile at da 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 woman? And the man is saying, no, I didn't. And then she replies, I saw it, you were smiling at da 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 da. What are the best options here in terms of demonstrative pronouns? I would say B and C. So here, hymyilit sä tolle naiselle? if the other lady has not been discussed at all and it's not like a shared topic between the two speakers, it makes sense to refer to her as Tolle since she's brought up for the first time. And then since it's already been established in the second bubble who she is, then Sille makes sense since it's now shared common information between both speakers. So hymyilit sä tolle naiselle? No en, mä näin, sä hymyilit sille. Next up, people in the break room are watching Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy on tosi realistinen. Joo. Which one, A or B? I would say A since it's a shared, or not shared, but it's something that the speaker is associated with. It doesn't exclude that the others couldn't be associated with as well. But toi doesn't not really work here since it's probably, since it's obvious that they are all aware of what the topic is, and it's not brought up although it's brought up verbally for the first time, it's a shared cognition among all the people involved at the moment. Next up, applying some lotion. Rasvataan tää sun käsi. Rasvataan toi sun käsi. Rasvataan se sun käsi. Mitä sä laitat tähän? Mitä sä laitat tohon? Mitä sä laitat siihen? Ihan vaan perusvoidetta. So let's apply some lotion to your hand. What are you putting on Just basic cream, basic lotion. What are the best options here in terms of demonstrative pronouns? I would say A and C. Rasvataan tää sun käsi. Let's apply lotion to this hand of yours since although it's not physically the nurse's or the doctor's hand, it's clearly like something they are handling, something they are working on, something that's associated with them. And as such, the owner of the hand, the person the hand is attached to, could refer it to with mitä sä laitat siihen. That hand might also work. Tohon does not work because it's clearly like shared information among both speakers and does not need to be introduced. Onks tää sininen kuppi ok? Onks toi sininen kuppi ok? Onks se sininen kuppi ok? No ei, anna tää vihreä. No ei, anna se vihreä. Is blue cup okay? No, give me the green one. What are the best options here? I would say A and B. Onks tää sininen kuppi ok? Is this blue cup okay? Since the caregiver already has the cup and they are like, it's clearly visible and should be shared information among both speakers, it's fine to refer it to with tää. Toi and se don't really work since it's clearly associated with the speaker. And now the elderly lady does not want the cup, so they would probably say anna se vihreä, give me the green one, like some other cup that is not present here. So that doesn't really make sense since the resident or the elderly person does not have it at the moment, and toi is not given here as an option, but se would imply that the other person or the speaker implies that the other person should be aware as to which cup they are talking about, like Why are you so dumb and not giving me the green one? Because you should clearly know that I like it. Or it has that kind of connotation to it. So ei. No ei, anna se vihreä. Next up. Doctor and a patient. Eli ota nää aina ruuan kanssa. Eli ota tää aina ruuan kanssa. Okei. A or B? Now this one is only about singular or plural, so the correct answer would be nää, since there are more than one item that the patient has to take. Eli ota nää aina ruuan kanssa. Next up, a patient and a doctor or a nurse. Nää sokeriarvot on vähän koholla. Tää sokeriarvot on vähän koholla. No perkele. So sugar levels are a bit elevated. Ah, god damn it. Which one, A or B? A, because sokeriarvot has the T plural there, so you need the plural with the demonstrative as well. So nää sokeriarvot, these blood sugar levels are a bit elevated. Ah, god dang it. Next up, 3 people. Or one is not part of the conversation or is not participating in the conversation. So the lady in the wheelchair initiates the conversation. Taas tää uusi hoitaja itkee. Taas toi uusi hoitaja itkee. And then the man pushing the wheelchair says, no, Essillä on varmaan rankka päivä. Essi is a Finnish name. And the nurse, resident replies, mä en tykkää tästä. Mä en tykkää siitä. Yeah, the new nurse is crying yet again. Well, Essi probably has a rough day. I don't like... da 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 da. What are the best answers here? I would say B for the first bubble, and then A or B both work for the latter bubble, depending on how you interpret it. So, taas toi uusi hoitaja itkee. Yet again, that new nurse is crying. So maybe they pass by her. She has not been mentioned or brought up before and is entirely new topic or information for the conversation, and it's not associated with the speaker in the wheelchair anyway, so toi would make the most sense. Well, Essi probably has a rough day is the reply, and then to that the lady could say, mä en tykkää tästä, I don't like this, like I don't like this situation in general, like the fact that Essi is crying there. Or she could say, mä en tykkää siitä, like I don't like that woman, I don't like that person. And siitä, because like now she's been brought up in the conversation, it's shared information among both interlocutors. Next up, hei, kato tätä. Not hei, okei, kato tätä. Okei, kato tota. Okay, have a look at... Da, 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 da. Which one? A or B? In this case, I would say A. Hei, kato tätä. If it's something on the notepad that the patient should pay attention to, say, hey, have a look at this. Now, if it's something on the wall where because the nurse or the doctor is kind of also looking past the patient, maybe technically if there's something they want them to have a look at over there, then tota, but I think tätä makes more sense. But these are context dependent. So hei, okei, kato tätä, hey, have a look at this. Onks tää peitto nyt hyvin? Onks toi peitto nyt hyvin? Joo, kiitos, mene pois. Is blanket okay now? Yes, thanks, go away. Which one is the better option, A or B? I would say A. Onks tää peitto nyt hyvin? Since the caregiver or the nurse or the doctor, whoever is dealing with the blanket, and it's something they are even physically touching, and since they probably moved it already, it's probably shared information between both speakers. Both are aware that there's a blanket here, and one of us did something to it. So toi would be a bit odd here. So I would say, onks tää peitto nyt hyvin? Is this blanket okay now? Yes, thank you, get lost. Okay, so onks tää vauva ok? Onks se vauva ok? And the person handling the baby says, joo. Is baby okay? Yeah. A or B? Now both of these assume that the baby is like well known enough to be used in the conversation, because toi is not even given as an option here. But I would say se, since the baby is not associated with the speaker or the person who asks the question. So onko se vauva ok? Joo. Next up is patient is asking what the Roman numerals on the bottle mean. Mitä tää numero 32 tarkoittaa? Tää tarkoittaa, että purkissa on 32 tablettia. Toi tarkoittaa, että purkissa on 32 tablettia. Se tarkoittaa, että purkissa on 32 tablettia. A, B or C? I would say C, but people might also say A, and I wouldn't judge them for that. B does not really work here, since it's been established as to what number they are talking about and where it is, because the patient already referred to it as tää. And if they are still holding it, or if it's more associated with them, then it's fine to say se tarkoittaa, it means that there are 32 pills in the jar or in the container. Or if the doctor or the nurse, whoever this person is, grabs it, then they might also say, tää tarkoittaa, että purkissa on 32 tablettia. This means there are 32 pills there, or tablets. Last slide for this video here. Mitä tää peräpuikku tarkoittaa? On englanniksi suppository. Tää, toi or se. So what does this peräpuikko mean? Is suppository in English. Here I would say se on englanniksi suppository, because the other person is holding the notepad and already kind of established the topic associated to them with that, so I think se would make the most sense. Toi doesn't work since it's already been brought up in the conversation, so it's probably familiar enough for both of them. So se on englanniksi suppository. Okay, hey, that was all the slides for Unit 11. Now there will be another similar video with similar slides and awesome bubbles and stock photos for Unit 13 a little later on once we get it done. But hopefully this clarified the situation a little, somewhat, kinda, maybe. If not, shoot us a message via Discord and nähdään. Hyvä. Moi moi.